Where are you at with Kansas City? Are they impressing you, or are they just continuing to show you that they're the Super Bowl champs for a reason?
Chiefs, Queendom, be concerned. Be very concerned. These are not the same Chiefs that you're used to. You have no explosive weapons on the outside. Mahomes is like just, and sometimes he's just trusting his skill set a little too much. He's making poor decisions. He threw was it 2 picks? I looked at his stat line. They only had him down for 1, but I feel like he
got saved on the second one. Should have threw a third one.
Right. But he just made some poor decisions. It wasn't just last night. He's been doing that all season long. You look at his stat line. People want to give Russell Wilson hell, and we'll talk about Russell a little later. But look at their season stats. I think Russ has 12 touchdowns to 4 picks, and I think Mahomes has like 11 touchdowns to like 5 picks. You know what I'm saying? Yards are comparable. Like, so, if we're going to shoot Russell Wilson down and say he's this and that, give that same energy to Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I mean, they're winning. They lost, 1 game so far, so I get it. But like you said, JB, the schedule hasn't been that tough, number one. And then number two, it's not about just how good you do in the regular season for this Chiefs team. For them specifically, it's Super Bowl or nothing because they set that standard. And right now, today, week 6, they do not look like true Super Bowl contenders. Again, no explosive weapons on the outside. The offense isn't as scary as it once was. I will say the defense is starting to look a little better than I thought. Chris Jones is that guy. He's about to break a record, I think, for most consecutive games with a sack, his own record that he created a couple years ago. And you see how much of an impact he has on that defense because anytime you need a big play on third down, it seems like it's Chris Jones right there. So defense is looking pretty solid, but the offense, man, I just don't see an answer. And I'm hearing rumors that they might try to get Mecole Hardman back on their team and from the Jets since he's not playing there. That could be helpful. But right now, man, just like Kadarius Toney, these other guys, they're not really doing it for me. And you're seeing the offense struggle. 19 points against the Denver Broncos team who gave up 70 2 weeks ago against the Broncos team. So I don't know what it is. But to me, if you're in Chiefs Kingdom, be happy that they're winning a regular season game, sure. But you cannot look at me with a straight face and say these guys are Super Bowl contenders as of right now.
Here's the thing I got to – number one, I'm watching it from a different eye, all right? First of all, Andy Reid's right now I would say he's the best football coach in the world, okay, number one. Number two, he's grinding right now in coaching. He's clearly calling the plays again. He's clearly calling I watched him specifically last night. He is completely running the offense again. I don't believe he ever gave it all the way up, but he brought back a guy he trusts in Nagy to coach the QBs. But Andy's calling the offense clearly. If you watch their whole game, if you watch the game, see, everyone sees the result, and Mahomes got to 300 yards last night. I think it was like 29 of 39 or something like that. If you watch the whole game in totality, though, KC, BD, and take your red goggles off, you are seeing a team that Andy Reid is fucking just grinding out, coaching people right now, trying to get in his trick bag to devise a system to help a quarterback who literally, in my opinion, this is my humble opinion, and it is a professional one, by the way, contrary to everyone's belief, he will not throw the ball in the teeth of the defense. They do not run any type of NFL levels concepts. If you've known Andy Reid and watched him in his career, he's been huge on drive concepts, which is level. So we got an underneath guy, we got a basic square in behind it, maybe a post 8 off the top, backside, probably a comeback or a lookie for a free access route. He runs none of that no more. He used to run a shitload of it in Philadelphia. He doesn't run any of that. And I haven't seen him run it for a while. There's a reason for it. If you watch Mahomes, as soon as he hits his 5th step of his drop, this motherfucker's looking to get out of there. He will not stay in there, climb the pocket, and read coverage and dissect coverage. He's spinning his back to the defense. The shit I showed last night on Twitter that blew up. Everybody's talking shit. Then he just throws a blind shot in the end zone, corner shot. The blind pick he threw was blind. He's just hoping Kelce's up there. I'm telling y'all, it's going to come out. And I think more people are seeing it now as is. But they're winning. So JB's the crazy one because they're winning right now. So when it all comes to the end of the day, though, everyone's going to be like, damn, take Kelce away. Well, they haven't won without Kelce, A. B, take Kelce away last night. It's a half of Patrick Mahomes' passing yards. And C, look at the system, what they're doing. I tweeted out a funny tweet that blew up. I just typed it in, Smitty. Bubble, screen, Kelce. Like, that's what they do on offense. Bubble, now route. What did you see any routes last night that he threw that were vertical? That I'm just telling you, I want to know if you've ever watched Mahomes really throw in a game. Tell me when he's really thrown any concept away from Travis Kelce that you're like, damn, hitting the motherfucker dig route, hitting the post, on the move, come back on the corner. I don't see him running.
Not this year. Not this year. I'm not seeing it.
Do it ever. Why do you think I've been on my high horse about this thing? I wouldn't just make the shit up out of nowhere and been on his head for 3 years that all y'all keep thinking he's the best thing since sliced bread. Y'all said that. I've been saying this since Tyreek Hill was in. Were you going to say he didn't have a deep threat then too, Eric Lambert? He didn't have Tyreek Hill?
Well, when he had Tyreek Hill, at least then he was throwing, 9 routes and
he threw wide open.
Yeah, Tyreek be wide the hell open like he is now.
Like he wasn't throwing his motherfucker on a strike, bang 8 versus too high, sitting it in the seam like we've seen great quarterbacks do forever and ever. This is facts, Smitty, to KCBD and then Blake Borovitz and everybody that's a Kansas City fan, which I like. I like these guys. I appreciate them coming in. Patrick Mahomes is the worst performing Super Bowl quarterback in the history of the game. Clear. Just go look it up. He is the worst Super Bowl performing quarterback in the history of the game. He got blown out in Tampa. He shouldn't have won the Frisco game. Was horrific in that game for the 3.5 quarters.
Still late.
And then last year he throws for what? 181 and 3 touchdowns that were what? 2 less than 5 yards in the red zone and the 1 corner to Kelce. So other than that, tell me what he's done to help his team win. They had a punt return last year and a horrible PI call to win that game. Let's be clear. The Niner game, we know that 10-point game, 11-point lead was clucked off by y'all favorite coach, Kyle Shanahan. And then the Tampa game, he looked like a guy that was just who I think he is.
Well, the defense was destroying him, though, JB.
Y'all anointed him, not me.
Yeah. The defense in that Tampa Super Bowl, he was getting destroyed. D-line was eating, he was getting killed that game. But
you know why? Because when you play coverage and you get a front 4 rush on him, guess what he does? He don't know where to look anyway. You can see when they blitz, he don't know where to go with the ball. He's escaping and throwing blind. But guess what? If you get pressure with 4 and you drop coverage, he really don't know where to go with the football. So he's holding his dick in his hand like, oh, shit. And that's why Tampa lit his ass up and he threw all those picks and he had a horrible game because he can't throw into the teeth of the coverage. I'm just telling y'all. 5 touchdowns, 4 picks, and 3 Super Bowls. Montana threw 5 touchdowns, 0 picks in 1 game. Like, y'all are fucking killing me with anointing him as the greatest shit since sliced bread. That's what my point is.